And welcome back to the Morning Drill. Joining us this morning is Joan Kocan from Armstrong. Good morning, Joan. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, welcome to the program. You have been busy. There's been a lot going on.
Oh, I think everybody seems to be busier. It's not supposed to work that way. It's supposed to. I thought it was supposed to slow down, but we're very busy.
Yeah.
And it is summer, and we try to reach out to our communities and all of the activities going on. So.
And you've added a few communities this summer.
We have, yes.
That's exciting.
We're very happy that we have Edinburgh now, and we're working and making inroads into that to be a good community partner up there also. So lots going on.
Well, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about, but one of the things we're going to talk about this morning is Healing Heroes. And we just want to mention that folks can get information by going to the Armstrong Facebook page, by going to your website. You want to talk just a little bit about that?
Sure. The initiative for Armstrong Healing Heroes actually came up at the beginning of the year. Corporate met with some people that were also involved in the cable industry that got involved with medical service dogs, and they became very passionate about it, and we thought we would like to help. It's an amazing program. We're in partnership with the Guardian Angel Service Dogs. They're actually located out of Florida, and what they do is they provide medical service dogs to veterans that qualify, usually veterans that are suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome, traumatic brain injuries, any kind of seizure disorders and more. So it's the medical service dogs. We all know that animals usually have a pretty therapeutic for anybody emotionally, but these dogs are amazing on how they become part of that person and help the veteran cope in daily life with things as simple as they drop a quarter on the floor. I've seen these dogs pick up the quarter.
Oh, wow.
They give it back to them. They don't keep it. So it's really, really proud to be part of this. And the goal is actually to raise enough money to get 5 or now 6 qualifying veterans in our Armstrong footprint medical service dogs. And we'll be encouraging people to get the applications, and we can give that information on where they get the applications. And we're hoping to give these dogs or announce the recipients around Veterans Day. So throughout all of our systems, my counterparts and the other offices have been doing some incredible fundraising feats and very successful. And we're getting a lot of feedback on what a great program it is.
And there's so much training involved. These dogs aren't cheap. I mean, they're a special breed of dog here.
They can be upward. They can be north of $20,000 by the time they get the dogs. Then they pair them with the veteran. The veteran comes down, I believe, for several weeks. It could even be a month, where they learn that and they make sure it's the right fit.
Wow, I had no idea it was so involved.
It's very involved. I didn't either. And, the dogs they have an innate sense of smell and different things that they already have. You don't teach a dog that, which is something we learn.
Right.
But you sort of teach the dog how to relate to that human being, that veteran that needs help at this point. And, we've had some testimonials from veterans that actually bring you to tears, that they were the one gentleman we had. It's typical. The suicide rate in some cases is triple, and it's not necessarily the ones that come back from Iraq and Afghanistan. It's some of the older veterans too that have gone through life and maybe had disruptive or bad behavior as a result, either alcohol abuse, drug abuse, to cope. So we're trying to prevent suicides, or the Guardian Angel dogs are, but it's also to help people that maybe aren't quite suicidal at this point, but are having trouble. The one gentleman, his story was, when he came back, he said what a terrible person he had become. He treated his wife badly. He alienated his children. He got drunk every night. And when he heard about this, he said this was going to be his last resort, and he didn't tell his wife, and it was very poignant. She didn't know that when he went down to see if these dogs would help him, that he was probably going to commit suicide.
Oh, wow.
So we're all gasping, and so it was a very heartfelt story. So it's a great program, and animals, as I said, have such a healing companionship that it has helped numerous ones. And
well, we've seen senior centers in the area bring in therapy dogs, you know, and they'll do that once a month or once a week, and you know, we've heard from those folks who said it's incredible. You know, the seniors will sit down there and just, I mean, the relationship that they have with the animals is incredible.
Oh, right. We all know that, you know, if we have pets, we love them until they eat the couch or something, but then it's a little stressful. But
Yeah.
You're right, there's a lot of emotional support. There are emotional support dogs which are totally different than the medical service dogs.
Right.
When you see a medical service dog, and I didn't realize this, and they have their little vest on, and it says working, you are not to approach the dog. He'll be, you know, he's so focused on the person he's helping.
Wow.
So yeah, it's really involved. It's really amazing. And
So do they say that relationship between, in this case, a veteran and the dog that they pair him up with, it takes about a month for that relationship to really take hold, or does it take longer than that?
I think they try to keep. They go when they go to Florida. This particular facility, it takes a while, and they. I'm sure there's maybe some dogs and veterans that might not be quite the fit. So
Sure.
yeah, and I think it continues bonding. It becomes a very, you know, that dog is beside them, and we were talking to one veteran, and he was getting a little nervous, and the dog immediately started, you know, licking
Really?
his face, and he calmed down, and and it's
wow.
unfortunate that our veterans come back, and it's not just to these particular wars; it's been throughout, and it's how they cope. So
again, this program just isn't for the more recent wars. This is opened up to.
I think they are actually, and I don't want to misspeak, but I think it is geared more towards the younger
Okay.
veterans that are coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq, and at this point, those are the ones that we are encouraging to apply for this.
I have certainly seen this at a personal level. My son-in-law is a more recent veteran and has an emotional support dog, and it's amazing to watch the interaction. It really is. It's a calming effect, and you couldn't find a nicer dog. You really couldn't, you know. And she's so attuned to Chris. It's amazing.
Yeah, the emotional support is already, you know, as you said, that can be any dog pretty much for anybody, but that helps. But these dogs actually learn, you know, we had a demonstration where the veteran was in the wheelchair, and he had access where he could be lifted into a van, and he had all the technology. But as the CEO of Guardian Angel Medical Service Dogs, she brought somebody up and said, okay, you're in a wheelchair, but you drop your keys over there. And for some reason, they're, you know, not accessible, or you can't get them, or he might not even have full use of his body to pick them up. And, you know, the dog walks right over and drops him back in his lap. And when when the dog picked up the quarter, I thought that was pretty amazing.
Well, I think in this ad, you'll see the dog actually turn the light on.
Yes.
And again, you know, it's these little things you don't think much of, but it really makes a big difference.
Oh, it does. It really does.
They're
yeah.
Oh, look at
There
that.
we go. The refrigerator.
Wow. I think the light. Oh, maybe that was the other ad, but yeah, that's incredible. That's
It is,
incredible.
That's
and
just super. It really is.
it's we're getting such good feedback from it. And as I said, there's going to be 5 geographic areas that we will pick from of our service. So in the Meadville system, it might be part of the Grove City system, but we're trying to pick as close to each system and get at least 5 dogs. Actually, and the great thing is, Armstrong corporate has matched the donations. So
Wow.
we're getting really we're doing really well, and we may even end up with 7 service dogs. It's just taken off like crazy. We've had a couple events. We've been doing some specials on Healing Heroes. We are doing this weekend at Tri-City Raceway Park is a Healing Hero night. We'll be throwing out T-shirts, and we are having a veteran, Regis Winterhalter, and his family are coming up with his dog Cheyenne, so people can come and meet and greet and talk to him and see the service dog in action. And I have not met him yet, but I'm really excited about that. So we'll be honoring them at the races Sunday night.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
So if folks want a chance to contribute, help out, get more information, they can come out Sunday night and actually have that one-on-one.
That's right. We will have our little Healing Hero puppies that you've got around the... There they are. They're so cute.
Yeah, they are.
What the trick to that is when we're at an event, when the kids see them, they think they're little beanie babies and want one, and then the parents find out it's for a good cause. So we've done real well with those. Another event that we're doing, it's an ongoing event in Meadville, is we're working with the Firehouse Tap and Grill, and they have made a select sandwich menu, and $2 of all of those sandwiches for this month have been going to Healing Heroes. And then we'll be wrapping that up with Thunder in the City. We're having Roger Montgomery there Thursday, August 3rd so we're working with them. I want to move that over into Titusville and work with either a restaurant or an organization that would help us raise money too. So
Now, you guys will be at the Crawford County Fair, I assume?
Oh, we're always at the
there.
fair.
Yeah.
How could you not be, right?
So there's another opportunity to get more information, to learn more about Healing Heroes.
And you can go to the Medical Service Dogs, I think it's .org site, and it tells all about the organization. You can go to Armstrong MyWire or Armstrong One Wire, and there would be a link to Healing Heroes.
Again, just a great thing you guys. You have to feel great. I mean, you've been doing promotions for Armstrong for a little bit now. This has to be probably towards the top of the list of great promotions that you guys have done to help give back to the community.
Oh yeah, it is. The feedback you get, and I'm in my position at Armstrong is to do. Not only promote our product, but become a good community partner and do things like this. So the Healing Heroes, after you meet some of the veterans and you see that you can make a difference just in what we do, the program we're talking now, that might help somebody get a dog or make people aware of, when a veteran comes back that, he's in the bar drinking or something, it's a result a lot of times of how they cope with this stress. As you said, your brother-in-law, they come back with some baggage. I know a couple of my friends, their sons have actually been in a group where their best friend has been killed, and that's a lot of baggage to come back with. So it's a great way to thank our veterans, and really work hard at it. I'm proud of it, and I think it's a great program that Armstrong has done.
I just think it's super that you're working to get this information out. I'm a veteran too, and in some cases, we don't know all of the stuff that's out there. It takes someone else to say, "Did you know?"
Well, it's taken a lot.
Good thing.
I mean, we've had people on from the VFW, and they work with folks from World War II and on. They don't like to talk about it.
No, they don't.
It's very hard for them to talk about it. So, when somebody says, "Hey, we're here to help. This is something that we want to do," it's still tough for some of those people to accept that help.
Mm-hmm. And the more I learn about it and talk to veterans in the VFWs, I would love to partner with some of the local VFWs and different organizations just to learn more and maybe do some programs with them. I mean, we really appreciate the exposure we get on your show, and we do a lot of local programming ourselves.
Right.
And we do the veterans over at Active Aging every year, and we videotape all of the veterans that actually do open up on camera. And even their relatives don't realize, I didn't know that about you, but yeah.
Or you'll hear somebody from the community say, "I didn't know they were a vet. I didn't know they served."
And that's really a step forward for a lot of these older vets when they come from a time and a place where you didn't talk about things like we talk about them now. You sucked it up, buttercup, and you moved on.
Yeah, the Vietnam War. You came back and you were not, you became very quiet about it. And hopefully we won't ever repeat anything like that again. We're much more appreciative of the veterans, and I've learned a lot just from this program because, as you said, we really don't think about it and what they've seen and had to go through.
Well, again, Armstrong Healing Heroes, you can go to the website, learn more. What's the best way if somebody wants to make a donation or contribute? How can they do that? Can they do that through the website? Do they stop at the local office?
They can actually go to, I've got it here, it's Guardian Angels, and I'll get you the Guardian Angels medicalservicedogs.org or something close to that. And there are actually applications there. We'll be doing a press release and starting the process of encouraging now people to start applying. And we will be reaching out to the VFWs and sending out another press release in the very near future.
And again, this is something that will happen over the next couple months, and you've been working on getting the word out for a few months now since the beginning of the year. But right around Veterans Day, you said, will be when the
that we will
announcements are made
announce the final tally of what we're going to give away as far as helping veterans get a service dog.
Well, with the way this year's been going, it'll be here before you know it.
I know, we're talking about the fair. That's not far.
Have you been out golfing much?
My golf game is really suffering. although my boss would say I'm out every day.
That's
so we're on record that I'm not.
That's right. Well, he did ask for a copy of this, so
he'll be watching it. He always watches.
Joan, outside of Healing Heroes, we mentioned some of the things you have coming up. You've got festivals and all the fairs. What else will Armstrong be looking to do this fall? I mean, back to football and high school sports.
Oh yeah, we're our local programming and our guys, I don't know. I think I'm busy, but they don't have a life. They're out there doing so much. We'll be televising more football games. One of the exciting things that we're looking at in different communities is community Wi-Fi spots. We're looking at choice locations in Titusville that people can enjoy our Wi-Fi. So that's a big push throughout our company to get more community Wi-Fi out also.
Does it amaze you? You've been part of the television business for a while. Just to see that transition from that watching something on TV to getting information and entertainment on mobile devices.
It is amazing, and I remember not that many years ago we would say, "Oh, there won't be pay-per-view, or pay-per-view, or not, that's not the right word.
On demand. Right?
A la carte, that's what I mean. But, I think we're very cognizant of the way things have changed and that people rely on the internet. And Netflix is not our enemy. It's actually, we promote it on our EXP. And, there are people that subscribe to Amazon, and I talk to people in my age category because it's not all millennials, and all they're doing is talking about the latest thing on Netflix or is Goliath on Amazon, and they're watching TV in a totally different way too. And we recognize that you can take your phone and TV everywhere. I can be in the car and watch a live sports program if I want.
Hopefully not driving.
Oh, we're not supposed to.
We want you to be safe in the car.
No, I am not driving. Let's get that on record too. But you're right. And you know what? Look, I don't know what it's going to be in 2 or 3 years. It just is amazing. These absolutely brilliant people out there that keep delivering video in a different way. Yeah.
But you guys have also been on that cutting edge. You have some people who have that vision to say, you know what? Let's not pigeon ourselves in this hole here, but this is where it's going, so let's make sure we're ready for that.
I think that's the advantage of Armstrong being a smaller, independent, family-owned company. We have such dedicated people, engineers that, see this and have moved forward, and it's amazing what we're doing now and what we've done. Like I said, we've got TV everywhere. I don't think people, and it's part of the industry's fault in some ways. Is a lot of people don't understand the industry because it's you can't blame them. It's changing every day. Someone will come in the office and I'll say, well, you can download your EXP app on your phone, and you can, if you forgot to record something, you can just go on there and hit record. I mean, and then you're going to get the Internet of Things, as they call it, where you'll turn your oven on and make sure the garage door was down. And yeah, it's
incredible.
It's crazy. It's wonderful for the most part.
And it gets easier every day, it seems.
Well, that's because we have these brilliant people out there that make it pretty easy for us to do. And it's amazing when people will complain about something, and I'll be like, do you realize what you're capable of doing?
Well, even look at what you watch today. I mean, the quality of programming. I'm sure you got a flood of phone calls Friday for HBO, getting ready for Game of Thrones. I mean...
Oh yeah,
just those are like mini movies every week. The production values of some of these shows today are incredible.
Absolutely, and Game of Thrones drives HBO, and there's so many programs. I'm going to binge on Netflix as soon as it's fall because there's so many
Stranger
good
Things.
Yeah. But I
We're
like
ready.
watching. Yeah. And if you're your traditional TV watcher, and now you record, and you don't even think about when you walk out of the room to do something else that you're going to miss it because you just rewind
Go and back it up.
You back it up. I've actually heard something on the radio, and I go like this, like I can back it up, and I guess that's happening too.
Yeah,
So,
that's incredible.
It's an exciting. It's such a dynamic industry, and it just continues to move. It's there'll be people that will talk about, well, this is the way cable used to be. This was, and it's like you can't even make that comparison anymore.
Yeah. Joan, it's great to see you. I'm sure we're going to run into you at the Crawford County Fair, maybe Oil Festival. You're going to be everywhere. Sunday night?
Oil Festival, Sunday night at Tri-City. Yep. And then we'll get back on and we'll talk about all the exciting things that Armstrong Business is doing in fiber. But But I'll get the right people in here to talk about that. I mean, we've got DRIs and PRIs and all these things that they just throw out but we're real excited about the technology and the business end of our company too.
Excellent. And you've had some get-togethers where you've discussed those business opportunities. So if you're a business owner that wants to figure out how to get your business networked or more internet or whatever your needs are, they can certainly call, but look for some events to pop up here and there.
Yes, we'll definitely be focusing more on the business side and what is already available that people don't realize that anywhere around here you have access to fiber.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very
See?
nice.
There's lots going on.
All right. Joan, good to see you. We'll see you quite a bit over the next couple months.
I'm sure you will. Thanks again.
All right.
I'll see you at the fair.
Yes,
Thanks,
we
Mark.
will.
Fair. The countdown is on. This is the Morning Drill. We'll be right back.